We are just going to talk about lots of odds and ends as we are closing up or we're coming to an end with our Novak morning minutes. It's Christmas time. It's almost Christmas time. It was starting to feel a lot like Christmas, wasn't it?
And then a bit quiet.
And then it went a bit quiet. We're sort of wondering where everyone's gone. I think there's a culmination of things. I reckon lots of people have gone away on holidays. Yes, I think people have escaped. We've got some friends that are going overseas. So they've been laying really, really low. I think that's what a lot of people have been doing.
Byron Bay's pumping, Queensland's pumping. And I think people didn't want to miss out on their holiday.
Get in that screen, Mark.
Got to get in there. I think people didn't want to miss out on family holidays, so I think people sort of have started to lay low a little bit in order to not contract the COVID and be able to get together with their families. But it's been like no other Christmas before, that's for sure, the lead up.
Well, we were sort of feeling like we were, I feel like we've been running around on a racetrack now for the last couple of months. As soon as all those restrictions were lifted, we're not going to spend the next 20 minutes talking about COVID, I can assure you. Everyone is well and truly over it, including us. But I feel like we've been running on a racetrack at about 180 kilometres an hour, and then we just smacked straight into a brick wall. That's how I personally feel. But guys, the good news is that there are really no restrictions. That's the great news. So we can still get out and about. We can still have Christmas parties. We can still enjoy, going out and having breakfast, lunch and dinner and sitting in parks and travelling if we want to. So I think, the way the government's handling it this time round, for our opinion or my opinion, I think they're actually doing a pretty good job. They're saying mask up and use and apply common sense, which I think lots of people are doing.
And what's going to happen in 2022? I think around the dinner table with friends and stuff like that, people are certainly asking us with property. They're saying, "What do you reckon is going to happen in 2022?" Because COVID was kind. COVID was kind to property in 2020 and 2021, which was really unexpected. You'd think in the economic uncertainty times that property wouldn't have done well a big asset like that, but it certainly has. So what do you reckon for 2022?
I thought, okay, so if you asked me this same question 2-3 weeks ago, I would have said apartments are going to come off just a little bit more as we see more stock hitting the market early in the new year, and houses might just creep up a little bit, but certainly going to stay the same. That was 2-3 weeks ago. Now, if you ask me over the last 24 hours, I reckon there's going to be lots and lots of conversations around the Christmas table tomorrow, and I reckon they're going to go something like this. I've had it. I'm done. And you know what? We're just going to bloody move. We're just going to do it. We're going to bite the bullet. We're going to take the kids and we're moving. And I think we're going to see the same thing that happened during COVID lockdown. I think we're actually going to see a bit of a spike again with property. My opinion.
Yeah, I think that, what's really interesting, guys, and feel free to let us know what you think. It's a live show. We can see your comments coming up. We can publish your comments. Luke Moroney, how are you?
Hey,
legend. Luke. Jeff, how are you? You're a legend there. But I think, let us know what you think is going to happen in the property market in 2022.
Yeah.
But it seems like the typical COVID emotion was people are like, I'm going to do me a better version of me. So if people said, okay, I really am thinking of going north, they've gone north. If people have said, I really want to change jobs, they've changed jobs. If people have said they really want to just do more time with the family, they've done more time with the family. So I think it's still going to keep going that way. I think people probably haven't made that complete morph or that complete change into the better them. So I think it's going to be more of that. And certainly you can see with if people were ever held back with a dream or an ideal, they've pursued it through COVID, funnily enough. And they thought, what, gloves off, I'm going to do this. So I think 2023 could be the final icing on the cake for people to do a better version of themselves, providing they can do it with work and financially and with family. They're blending.
Well, there's so much
nicely.
Flexibility now. I mean, our daughter's changing job and she's moving into a really, really large firm. And I just saw a document that she was signing yesterday that gives the flexibility to be able to work from home. Now, this is a massive global company. And so they're obviously thinking about moving into the future. There's no reason why people can't go back into offices now.
Yeah.
And
that's frustrating people.
Well, it is, but so the way the company that she's moving to is going to roll is she's allowed to go into the office 3 days a week and work from home 2 days a week. And I think for a 23-year-old, I reckon that's a really, really, that's a great balance for them, because she took on a new job a couple of years ago and has never been into the office. So, and that's not great. It's not,
It sounded exciting at the beginning.
It did.
It was like, that's awesome. But I think the reality is people love people.
Yes,
so.
And just to have that culture as well, people really, that's right, people do want to be around people.
Yeah.
But just getting back to property, guys, and what I'm thinking is going to happen just moving into next year, in light of the fact that Sydney looks like an absolute ghost town at the moment. When we think about marketing, Mark, it's always that 3-touch approach with marketing. So, and on the 3rd touch, when they get you with a billboard or a TV commercial, you're like, God, I really feel like that frozen Coke from Macca's. But you've actually already seen, something that's triggered that emotion in you 2 or 3 times before. And I think what's going to happen now with property is we're sort of, we've had the 3 touch where people are like, I'm thinking, I'm looking, right? That's round 1. Round 2 is like, maybe we'll just go and drive up to the northern beaches and have a look at a property and just see what it feels like and ask about schools.
Yeah.
And then round 3, it's like, what, we're doing it. We're actually going to do it. So I think we are going to, as I said, go for round 3 with property. Yeah.
And interest rates?
Interest rates.
People have been a bit spooked by these
but they're so low.
The fixed interest rates have gone up a lot in the last month or 2.
Yeah.
I think that's spooking people with the concept of rates going up. So they're being a little bit more conservative on their approach. But how many times that's happened and the rates actually, the variable rates never went up? So, how much of that is strategy of banks, because they're building in, if they can charge a margin on top, it never actually goes up.
Yeah.
That's pure profit.
Yeah.
So if a bank can go around and charge 2% on top, 1% on top for a fixed rate, and the variable rates actually stay where they are, that's lovely profit for a bank. So there may be the case where rates actually don't move up for the next couple of years. I don't know. I'm certainly not equipped to make the forecast like that, but yeah, it's pretty
I think they're probably going to stay. I think and again, this is just our opinion, guys, I think they're probably going to remain quite level, but it's interesting to watch what's going on with the rental market. Now, we've got some friends that are moving back from overseas. They're trying to get into the eastern suburbs of Sydney, and honestly, it's like striking gold trying to find a house on the rental market.
Yeah.
It's quite incredible to watch, and how much money these people are throwing at these properties. We're talking about thousands of dollars a week in rent, just purely because they, either just can't get into the market to buy, or they're just waiting to see what happens with the property market. But rents right across Sydney we've seen have gone up significantly, haven't they? So that's been interesting to watch.
Something to watch, guys, for 2022, 2023. I know it's a bit of a longer forecast. Sorry, even 2024 is land tax. So if you are an investor, if you are considering being an investor, I'm urging everyone out there watching to keep an eye out on land tax. Why? I've got landlords that have got houses rented for $750 a week, and $550 of that they're paying for land tax.
Wow,
then they got to pay.
Huge.
Then they got to pay their interest. Then they got to pay for maintenance and repairs of the property over that year. There's not a lot of profit. My point is, if it's $550 now, it could likely be $1,000 over the next 3 years.
That's huge.
So if you can imagine buying a property.
Yeah.
You're paying your land tax. Your rent isn't even paying your land tax. Your rent's shorting $250. Then you've got to pay your mortgage on top. So I think you may see a little bit more of a push towards strata property because it's a bit more friendly with land tax for investors as a whole. So it's going to be an interesting year ahead, and I think it's going to be a good year ahead.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's real estate, in my opinion, again, these are just our opinions, guys.
Yep.
But in my personal opinion, I think real estate's going to prove to be extremely resilient still. Now, Mark, I think it's important to talk about what we're doing over the Christmas New Year period as a business. We don't close, guys. I've seen all those tiles on social media saying, thank you so much for your business to the community, and see you, we're out of here until the 10th of January, which is great. Like, obviously, absolutely no judgment, but Novak as a business has always stayed open. We do pride ourselves on that 24/7. We never sleep. And by the looks of those bags under my eyes, I actually don't think I do. But we are actually open and available right throughout that Christmas and New Year period. True story. I was doing open homes yesterday, and saw a lovely real estate agent who I know walking in the street. And she goes, "Hi, Lisa, it's Jackie. I'm in my walking gear. You probably don't recognize me." And there I was putting out my directional to do an open home. But here's the funny thing, and of course everyone needs a break. But here's the funny thing is that over the last 24 hours, Mark, our team, as in my team, have actually sold a property. We have an offer accepted. We're about to exchange another one this morning. And I've just had a really, really good offer come in on a property as well overnight. So it's the 24th of December.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, most people are winding down and closing. No,
you can't turn that buying emotion and having to get into your next place. That's something that just sticks with you through through any season, any emotion, anything that just sticks with you. So, you know, people want to get stuff done, and they've got more time than ever over the next week or two. There are agents that are open that can help.
Yes, definitely. And in terms of property management, guys, same rule applies. We're open and we are available. If you are a tenant and you are watching this, or a landlord and you are watching this, we've posted all over our social media emergency numbers, because we are shut just for those public holidays, which incidentally fall on Saturdays. So Christmas Day and New Year's Day, they both fall on a Saturday this year, which is, again, quite coincidental, so we won't be doing open homes on those days. But we are open every other day, right, all the way throughout. So I think that's important to note. And then what are we doing, Mark?
The most Australian Christmas we've ever done before in the Novak household. So
true. And our kids haven't even complained.
No. So I think eggnog I saw on the family message group was on there. It's going to try and make it. It was the most Australiana, or actually, you know what? It's quite American what we're doing.
Yeah, it is quite American. Yeah.
Certainly not European.
I've seen lots of presents under the Christmas tree. I've been trying to work out what they are.
I asked for a PlayStation game and I saw the present arrive.
Did you?
Yeah, it looked like a CD, a wrapped CD, and I said, that is a PlayStation game, and everyone said, no, it's not.
Well, the truth is, guys, we were actually looking to go to America. So about 4 weeks ago, when everything was looking absolutely dandy, we tentatively put some flights on hold to go to America. We thought, let's do a week in LA. We love going to America. Like, it's our favorite place to go. So we thought, let's do a week in LA and a week in Hawaii, and let's get out of here. And had all the flights booked. And then, of course, COVID
screwed us again.
Yeah. So we're literally just going to be laying very, very low. The kids haven't complained, as I said, which is nice. We're going to do some cooking today and tomorrow.
You know what? As long as you're together, as long as that's it.
Yeah.
It's the main thing.
And the reality is,
as long as you're healthy, health's a big one. Health's a big one that we can often take for granted. There's a great saying out there: a healthy person has 100 problems. A not healthy person has one problem. So thank God that this Christmas and this New Year we're all in good health, and I hope you guys are, and your families as well.
Yeah. So, and you know, we don't get much time to spend with our kids, so it's actually extremely exciting. In fact, I grabbed my 15-year-old last night and I was like, do you want to watch a Christmas movie? And she was like, okay. And I was like, oh my God. It was, honestly, I was just that excited. I was jumping on the inside. But, you know, those small things that we just take for granted. But it really does, I must say, we're actually filming in our car at the moment. It really does feel like we're in lockdown. It's tricking me because I feel like we are in lockdown. It's like, hang on a sec, we can go out for breakfast this morning. So, I think
your mind's in lockdown, but your body's not.
Yeah, that's right.
So physically you can go into the cafe, but mentally you just know that you just don't want to screw because a lot of people got January holidays, or they're doing some serious stuff in January where they've spent money and they're going away and they just don't want to stuff it up. So a lot of people just mentally going, stay home, stay home, stay home.
Stacks of people have gone to Queensland as well. So I actually think Sydney's not a bad place to be, because I think it's cleared out.
Yeah,
I really do. I think Sydney's cleared out.
Yeah.
So it's very, very quiet everywhere, and I think, you know, going to cafes and restaurants and things like that's going to be no problem getting in anywhere. But anyway, we're just going to enjoy old Sydney town and really just put our feet up and try and have a little bit of R&R. It's nice that we've got a few public holidays all in a row as well. So we're spoilt with 4 days off in a row, which we never have, which is great.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you for your support from our community of the Northern Beaches over the last year. Merry Christmas to yourself and your family. Enjoy your health. Enjoy your family. Enjoy real estate. Real estate's given everyone a good present this year. 30%, 40% capital growth, 50% capital growth. What a present real estate's given everyone on the Northern Beaches and Sydney and most of Australia.
And reiterated to everyone just what a wonderful, wonderful investment real estate really is. But, you know, again, we just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for, and I know it sounds very cliche because everyone says it, but thank you so much for your support, guys, for supporting us with our social media, for supporting us with our business, for all of those beautiful comments that come through. Mark, I had a lady who popped in yesterday, and I happened to be in the office, which is quite rare because I'm out quite a lot. And she popped in.
Yep.
A lady called Karen. I want to give her a quick shout out. I wasn't allowed to show her on camera, and unfortunately my video stuffed up because I had a call come through in the middle of it.
All the time.
Oh, I didn't put it on to do not disturb. But she popped in because she actually watches our social media, and she wanted to come in and wish both you and I a Merry Christmas. She's a police officer, so I couldn't put her on the video, and I couldn't mention what her name was, but we're calling her Karen. And but what a lovely lady. You know, she walked in with tears in her eyes. She actually had me crying, and she said, you know, you don't know me, but I watch you guys every single morning. And she said yes, and she said, I'm going to cry saying it. Anyway, look, it was just, you know what? It was actually just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Look at me getting all emotional.
What a nice lady.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful lady. And you know what? That, you know, you don't realize when you do this stuff, but it can change people's lives.
What'd she say?
I can't, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. It was quite a personal thing, but she'd been in a really, really bad place. And we'd actually helped her through a lot of stuff.
Wow. Isn't that nice? Thank you so much, Karen.
So I want to give a big shout. Look at me getting all emotional about it. But she honestly had me in tears yesterday. But I wanted to give a huge shout out to Karen. And the reality is that we don't know. Like, yes, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there that can say, and it doesn't happen often, they can say some really nasty things, but there's a lot of people out there that we hope that we really help. We hope there's lots of Karens out there. But, you know, what a beautiful, beautiful lady.
We just want to help. That's what we're doing.
We do. So lots of love to you, Karen, and your beautiful family. Thank you so much.
And happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
Well, we've still got a couple of shows before New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. See you, everyone.
See you guys. Love you. See ya. Bye.